Welcome to Heart Magic Mondays with Empress Lysa. I'm so delighted to be here talking about the power of self-honoring. The truth is that a lot of the greatest wounds that all of us are holding from our past are not about what actually happened. They're not in relation to the experiences. They're actually to the reality that there were some things that happened that were so difficult, so complicated, that we unknowingly betrayed ourselves in those moments. That we gave our power away to an external view, that we allowed ourselves to be defined by someone else outside of us, that we allowed someone else in their pain to tell us the truth of who we were and let it go all the way in. And I want to talk about how important it is to be able to forgive ourselves for unknowingly giving our power away. And I want to talk about the real epitome of spiritual development, in my perspective, is really about self-honor. Many of you will know that I call myself a heart healer, and emotional healing has become my forte. I have really taken responsibility for healing my own heart, and what I seek to do in my professional work is to actually use my gifts of perception to actually clarify and speak what I sense and feel about other people so that they can hear another perspective about who they are. And what I find is that I attract very highly sensitive, very emotionally in tune people. So as I reflect what I sense as I am reading their hearts, they're actually able to feel within themselves a sense of glowing or strength or calm that confirms that what I'm saying is true. I always ask people not to trust me, but more importantly, to trust their feelings after hearing what I have to say. Now, I'm really, really excited to talk about this epitome, this kind of pinnacle for me of self-honor, because a lot of people on the spiritual path can get very lost. Are we gauging our success by our level of peace? Are we gauging our success by our level of financial wealth and abundance? Are we gauging our progression based on the level of impact and influence that we have on the world? I mean, these are some of the perspectives that I hear, and all of them fall to the ground because they are in some way, shape, or form rooted to a sense of ego and a sense of really caring about how other people perceive us. And that's actually the source of our wounding, is actually caring more about how someone else perceives us than actually honoring the truth of who we know we are in the moment. So I want to express my personal perspective that the epitome of our own self-healing and our own spiritual development work is to actually come into such deep rapport with ourselves that through honoring and listening to our own spirit, our own soul, our own internal guidance or intuitive guidance, to the feelings that prompt and guide us, that is the epitome, that when we can have this harmonious, trusting, honoring relationship with ourselves, that in every moment as we're faced with an important decision, if we actually know who we are and we're connected to this soul or feeling-based internal guidance system within ourselves, then we can actively make sure that we are choosing in accordance to the truth that we know of who we are. And for me, that's the epitome, because if we can be presented with multiple options, like thousands of times every day, and in that moment really tune in and honor our truth and make decisions that uphold us, that honor us and who we know that we are, does it get any better than that? For me, a beautiful client that I was blessed to serve today used the word freedom and liberation, that she feels so free because she knows who she is. And if we want to gauge our success based on any external manifestations of internal healing, we could actually think that we haven't progressed if any of them are taken away. And that's why I like to be very cautious, and I want you to reflect on, how do I know that I'm spiritually progressing? Because if you have any unconscious associations with other people treating you nice or achieving a certain level of external success, whatever that might be for you, or a certain level of money, or a certain level of perception that other people will have of you, any of those things are actually going to be yoked to something that can be taken away. And any time that we're associated to something external that can be taken away, we could actually then be deceived, and we could actually renege or doubt a lot of the powerful transformation that we've worked through and that we've given to ourselves. So How do you feel? Is there any degree of resonance with what I'm saying, that it's your own ability to stay in connection with yourself and navigate according to your truth, to speak up for yourself and make sure that you're honoring yourself and all of your decisions with romance and love, with money, with your career, with your friends, with your family? Do you agree with this or not? I would love to hear from you. And I guess I just want to share with you how grateful I am that a lot of my wounding really did come down to betraying myself, to giving my power away to other people, and seeking to know how they defined me, seeking to know their perception of me, and really wanting to deny my own knowing. And everyone does this. If you are doing this like I have, I guess I just want to lavish us all with so much compassion and mercy, because I think this is a path that we all walk through. And this was really the focus of my second book, called Divine Purpose, that I really noticed after serving so many clients. I've been working with people personally for 9 years, and the second year of coming out as a professional healer, I really noticed that we all go through this descent, where we experience a tragedy or suffering or really, really big problems in our lives. And we try to manage those problems by unknowingly giving away our truth and giving up what we know is right for us. And that we reach this kind of spiritual death where we do actually give away all of who we know we are. And then we actually feel such a void within, or we feel so much pain, that we actually remember and realize that the most profound thing that we can do in this life is return and simply be who we are. And I just want to be the one person that shows up and stands in front of you and just shares my heart, that I know that this is true. And that if you've ever felt lost and alone, if you've ever felt confused, just want to invite you to come back to yourself. Really allowing yourself to pay attention to your own thoughts and, most importantly, your own feelings. That I know our feelings are actually communication from our own soul, helping to guide us to remember the truth of who we are. And I feel convinced that in this life, if all we obtain is a sense of self-honorment, if we can stay a path of self-honoring throughout our lives, I think that is the epitome of our spiritual progression, that we can hold ourselves in our truth so deeply and so truly that our presence will liberate everyone else around us. And this is very tender for me to talk about, because I think when I started my path, I didn't know where I was going. I just felt so called to go there and to escape my own pain. And now, being on the other side of so much pain after devoting myself to self-healing for some 10 years now, I'm like, so where are we going? And this is where I have been coming, and this is where I am, and this is where I want to invite you to. And I think so much magic can come to us from a place of honoring ourselves. And I'd love to hear your perspective on this. This weekly YouTube video is really devoted to the healers and the helpers of the world, the people that really want to know why we're here, what the heck are we doing, and what can we do individually that will have the greatest impact on the collective. And I call those people the gentle, gifted hearts of the world, and this channel is dedicated to them. So I am here. I'm currently writing my third book and very excited to be releasing that over the next 3 to 4 months. And I really want to speak out more about how we can live in self-honor and how we can forgive ourselves for the mistakes of our past, so that we can truly come back into rapport, so that we can stay connected to ourselves and navigate our lives from a place of truth. If you would like to hear more about this, I would absolutely love to have you subscribe to the channel and see this weekly episode I release on Mondays. If you have found this video in any way helpful, I would really appreciate you giving it a big thumbs up. The more likes this video actually gets, the more people it has the capacity to reach. If you feel like you would like more people to be able to see this video, I would love it if you could support me in my work to be able to get these ideas into the hearts and minds of more people, for them to simply consider if it resonates with them or not. I would love to hear your comments and views. I love connecting with beautiful hearts from all over the world. So your perspective is so important to me. Please comment below and tell me what you think. And this is Empress Lysa sending you big love and looking forward to seeing you back next week. Mwah.